Let's look at the weekly stock market update, shall we? Let's look at the data that's out there and which stocks present opportunities, what I've bought more of this week. Let's dive right into it. And don't forget, please, to have a look at my campaign for $1million.com to teach 1 million people how to be better investors. You can download free copies of my books there as well. So valuations, first and foremost, as has been the case for so long, energy is cheap. These are price to earnings ratios. In other words, share price relative to the profits a company's generating. If they're green, it means the share price is low relative to the profits the company's generating. And energy for a long time now has been just the only sector which is cheap, and diversified banks, although you might want to stay away from those, obviously. And the regional banks, well, no surprises there, but higher risk, so you're probably not going to go into those. What kind of week has it been? Well, contrary to what you might think, and you've seen me on the BBC talking about this, that actually the regional banks and the problems that we've had with some defaults is pretty self-contained, because as you look around them, there's a lot of stocks going up indeed and doing rather well, though the undervalued energy sector hasn't been doing so well, ironically. Okay, and the undervalued diversified banks haven't. Well, that's directly a result of what's happening with diversified banks, but it's been a pretty good time overall. This is price earnings growth, or share price relative to growth in profits. Earnings is the same word as profits. Okay, and you can see if the PEG or PEG is below 1, then that's undervalued, and energy is just about the only undervalued sector. So be warned, the market may well drop some more because there is a hell of a lot of red still out there. Speaking of the market, let's look at the S&P 500. It's hit that support. It's jumped up a bit more. Let me see if I can zoom into that for you. I might not be able to, might be beyond the wit of my abilities. There we go, I can. And the danger is it could fall to that lower channel, of which I think there's a 15% likelihood, and that would give a 20% loss in the markets from where it is at the moment. Like I said, I think it's not a likely thing to happen, but it is feasible, it is possible that that could. Okay, so that's where we are with the S&P, and we see it, okay, I've been saying this for bloody ages, we see it forming a base, which is a precursor to it rising, which is necessary for there to be sharp rises in the prices, and that's really not happening. It's still gliding sideways. At least this is going upwards, which is a bullish sign. And the stochastic will start rising, which will be the first thing to move. Then the weekly, that'll be the second. This is already going in the right direction. That'll be the third. And finally, the monthly MACD, which is the most important, but will be the last to move upwards. Now, I've been saying for a while, the FTSE 100, don't get overexcited, because when it's peaked like this before, despite hitting all-time highs, it has fallen off. And indeed, it's done that, as you can see. So we were right. Woohoo. Okay, that is a bearish move, because the price made a higher high, but the momentum indicator made a lower high. And that's bearish, and often you get quite a sell-off. And as you can see, that uptrend is broken. So no more good news for the FTSE 100 for now, is there, by the looks of it. Okay, so where else does that leave as well? That's Apple. I continue holding that, continue being rather happy with my holdings in Apple. It's at a support there. This will probably bottom out and then start rising up, so that's fine. Alphabet, I think we've hit a bottom there, which I still own. That's still flattening, so it might take some time. It'll probably do a bit of jiggling and wiggling before it goes up, and of course time is money, so I wish I had done it sooner, but anyway, better late than never. Microsoft, I'm going to buy more of. That's clearly stayed above that support, bounced well off it. This is based, that's probably going to do that. That's going to continue upwards. That's going to go upwards. And this is going to hit an all-time high probably by December, if not sooner. I like Microsoft a lot. Okay, that's the upward trend here in Amazon. That's what we're forecasting for that. We're still, I think, on course for that. It's just still trying to find a base. Don't be surprised if that falls a little bit more. It's not going to go in a V shape. Taiwan Semi, there you go, upwards. There's the trend. Not worried. That looks fine. Oversold. Good opportunity. Nvidia, done well for us this year so far. That's the target we said from the start of the year, and we're almost near it because we're up here already. And that's what this monthly MACD looks like when it starts doing stuff like that. Okay, Tesla. Now that's fallen off that angle of inclination there. It's come off sharply. The weekly MACD might drop a bit more. That's forming a base. It should bottom out and then start going back up again, but it's obviously taking quite a breather. Will it go as low as this base? I doubt it. Might it go lower? Yeah, before going in that direction. Whoops, sorry. Nvidia, why did I jump to... So JP Morgan with the banking side, same analysis. It's falling lower and all the things I said still apply. Now Tesla, okay? They're up, down. This is forming that base before going upwards, and so still buoyant and positive on that. Obviously with JP, the reason it fell so sharply was the banking crisis, but still solid company, and we'll probably hold off there before going back to that. So still holding on to that target. Associated British Foods, it's done rather well. There's the uptrend, there's the monthly momentum. I wanted to show you this to show you what it looks like when things work perfectly well. 17% undervalued. CRH, UK company, upward, ever onwards, and 26% undervalued, and a lot of good news as well. So I like it. Thank you. That's the shorter version of this for people who aren't clients of mine, but have a look at alpeshpatel.com/links to join if you wish the Great Investments Program or the approved filtered list and so on. So have a look at that, and to download free copies of my book and so on, and that book in particular. Okay, so I hope to see you on future weekly updates. Thank you all very much for watching.